Am I the asshole for taking my friend to court after she kicked me out of the bridal party for cutting my hair? For my friend's 3-day wedding, I had to buy 3 different dresses, including alterations and specific shoes, which totaled over $700. She also wanted specific hairstyles for each day. Unfortunately, starting in March, my hair started to deteriorate. Due to health reasons, my hair was falling out in chunks, and in May, I made the difficult decision to cut my hair. I told the bride about my decision 2 weeks before the wedding, and she didn't say anything bad. The following week, she came over to my house, and when she was about to leave, she brought up that she was concerned about my haircut, and I told her it would look good even though I wouldn't be uniform with the other bridesmaids. The following day, I received this message. After our recent conversations, I'd like to remind you of my boundaries. I have been very accommodating and graceful, but I can't allow you to disrespect me. As you know, my wedding has been something I've dreamt of for many years. Husband and I invested a lot of money into the video and photos of this day, and as we reflect on this day in the future, we want to see our vision reflected in the memories. Since I asked each of you to be bridesmaids in 2019, I have been very clearly and very communicative in my request. The timing of your decision to cut your hair and not inform in advance is very upsetting to me. I would have felt respected if you had communicated with me more than a week prior to the wedding, so we could have worked together to find a collaborative solution. Your inconsistencies have concerned me, and while I sympathize with your health concerns, I'm not willing to compromise my vision to accommodate you or anyone else when you could have informed me in advance, and we could have found a better solution. Since this is something you can no longer fully commit to, I need you to please step down from participating in my wedding. This was 3 days before the wedding. I immediately sent her and her husband an invoice asking them to reimburse me for the dresses and shoes. Keep in mind that one of the dresses is still in her possession even though I paid for it. Neither of them replied, and so I decided to take it to court. I was told I was inconsistent and selfish after I spent the past 2 weeks helping her plan the wedding shower. I worked with another bridesmaid to surprise her with a bridal shower after our bachelorette trip had to be cancelled. I spent hours helping her out with the wedding details. When she asked me to help her tone up before the wedding, I sent her a personalized workout program and even went with her to the gym to show her the ropes. When I agreed to be her bridesmaid, I was more than willing to oblige with what she had asked, even if at times it was a lot of time and money. So am I the asshole for taking her to court because she kicked me out for cutting my hair? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I believe I might be the asshole because I did agree to be a bridesmaid and knew what obligations I would have to meet financially and time-wise. I was willing to spend the money on the dresses and shoes as her bridesmaid, and technically I own the dresses now. I've been on your side from the start with this one. Your hair was deteriorating and falling out in chunks, and you had to make the difficult decision to cut your hair. In her response, there's absolutely no sympathy for you at all through there. Who does she think she is? Yeah, dude, you asked each and every one of us in 2019 to make sure that we don't have any degenerative diseases that make our hair fall out in chunks. I'll just chuck that one in the diary. I'll just plan ahead to make sure that doesn't happen to me. You're not the asshole. Now in the comments, so not the asshole. You agreed to be a bridesmaid and spent $700, and due to something out of your control, you had to cut your hair. Thus, given that you wouldn't match, we're told you wouldn't be in the wedding. Sue, and bring all the items you have in your possession to court with you so you can turn them over if the court rules in your favor. By the way, no matter what, I'd go no contact, as you really don't need a friend like this. I hope you win the court case, but it sounds potentially difficult. What a shitty person to put hairstyle for wedding over your health. Maybe I just don't get it because I don't plan on getting married, but do people care so much about their weddings that they are this anal about the length of their frickin' bridesmaid's hair? I see so many of these stories about brides like this one, and they all sound like absolute monsters. Does it really matter what length or colors someone's hair is? I understand your bridesmaids having matching dresses and shoes, that makes sense, and I understand wanting to have your wedding planned out and all that good stuff, but no one's wedding is so important that you get to act like you're a goddess and treat other people like dirt. Not the asshole. If the wedding hinges on how someone attending it will look, then the marriage is probably doomed. Good luck with your court case. Update us, please. And now onto that update. This has been a long time coming. I've had a lot of people reach out to me asking what the results of the case have been. Unfortunately, I could no longer post comments of my previous post as well. I figured I would wait until everything was done to update everyone all at once. In December 2021, I got the notification that a court date had been set for February 7th, 2022. It would be virtual, and since it's small claims, we would represent ourselves. I began gathering my evidence and created a virtual file, which I shared with the court and her 7 days before the hearing. On the day, she did show up. We were given the chance to settle, but that was unsuccessful. When we returned to the hearing, I found out she also made a virtual file with her evidence, but never shared it with me. The court then made her share it, and what a surprise I had! She had copied my entire format for presenting evidence. Keep in mind that this is a format I created. She didn't even have the decency, or brain cells, to make something up herself. The hearing proceeded, and we were both given a chance to share our side. I won't go into the details of it, but it took probably 10 to 15 minutes. In my state, they do not give you the verdict right away, and it can take up to 90 days. And so, I waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. Then yesterday on May 5th, almost 90 days after, I got a verdict. I won. She has been ordered to pay me the total of $808.94 for the dresses and shoes. I have to return 2 dresses and shoes that I have to her. The verdict goes into effect May 30th. I don't see her appealing it, or fingers crossed she doesn't. All in all, I am very happy with the outcome and so ready to close this chapter. Thank you to everyone who has been so invested in this with me. I hope this was the season finale that you were looking forward to. P.S. My hair and health are doing much better. My 3 bald spots are growing again, and I couldn't be happier. And now in the comments, I am super glad for you. In the first place, you had to cut your hair because of health reasons, and your friend was more concerned about the vision of her perfect wedding than your health. I'm sure there could have been something done, like hair extensions or a wig, if you had agreed to that. Instead, she just kicked you out. It's only right you got reimbursed for all that money. That's wonderful. However, just a warning, is there anything you can do if she doesn't comply? I had to take someone to small claims court years ago and won. They refused to pay and ignored the order. I ended up having to put a lien on their house and waiting until they sold it years later to collect the money. Garnishing wages might also be an option. For OP, I mean of course. I had a similar experience. Took someone to court and won, but knew she wouldn't just hand over the money. After I started garnishing her wages though, I guess she found that embarrassing or humiliating, because she first tried telling me she'd have to declare bankruptcy if I didn't drop my claim, and when I called her bluff, she ended up settling in full. People always say you can't get blood from a stone, but I say a lot of squishy blood-filled humans just pretend to be rocks. For God's sake, I don't understand the "I'm getting married, so everyone in the wedding party has to do what I want them to with their appearance and hair color/length" level of entitlement that brides have. My sister's only rule for my hair was freshly dyed, which her best friend royally screwed up, and no space buns. I'm glad you won in court, and I hope you do get paid, and I wish the best for you and your health. Those bald spots could have been caused by the stress of being this lunatic's bridesmaid. That was my thought too. And why are people so keen on having the perfect video of their wedding day lunacy? In any case, the married couple will remember this episode every single time they think back to their wedding day during their lifetimes. So the OP not only won in court, but will continue to win and win and win. At least the bride got some practice in court in preparation for her future divorce. I'm so tired of people using disrespect in this way, the way the Bridezilla did, I mean. Every single thing that happens in life that you don't like, you disagree with, or is a result of people living their lives without you as the main character, isn't disrespect. This was a medical issue. If the bride really thinks OP somehow made her hair fall out on purpose just to disrespect her, she should ask herself what she did to lose OP's respect. But I doubt her mind works that way. Our next post is titled, "My best friend, 27 male, and I, 27 male, kissed after leaving my wife." I'm still pretty confused, but the strangest part for me was that I really liked it and wanted to keep going. Not because someone was kissing me, but that it was him specifically. My wife, or ex, and I have been disconnected from each other for a long time, not getting along until we finally decided to call it quits. Yet, I'm not sad about it at all. I'm relieved it's over, and my best friend since like middle school is letting me stay here for now. We were talking about random stuff, then the conversation got a little deeper. He was looking at me with these eyes, and it just occurred to me to kiss him. He kissed me back. It was so intense, and look, I've never in my entire life ever kissed another guy before. Not only that, but in my mind, I'm wanting it to lead to more, but he stopped because he doesn't want it to seem like he's taking advantage of me right now that I just left my wife. I've got so much going on in my head now that I don't know what it means for us. All I really know is that I can't stop thinking about him and how much I really liked that kiss. And now in the comments, if you guys like each other, go for it. And OP says, "I do like him, or it's that I can't stop smiling whenever I think about our kiss, but it's also freaking me out." That freaking out sensation could be, I won't say 100% it is, it could be your body telling you that that's what you want. If you can't stop thinking about it and missing the way he feels around you, or when you're being intimate, mind you, intimacy doesn't always equal sexual energy with each other, it could be a longing. Your body and your gut have a weird way of pointing you in the direction you're meant to go in, but it's never really apparent or convenient. Also, homosexual attraction is a ride, man. Keep hands, arms, and legs in the car at all times. Jokes aside, have a conversation around the kiss, what you both want to have happen after, and where you're both comfortable with it going, if anywhere. I wish you the best of luck. And OP replies, "Tell me about it. It's been chaotic and confusing. He's all I can think about right now. This is something I never thought about. Us together, I mean. It's made me think back on our friendship. Like, were these feelings always there? Or what the heck happened? Because I kissed him, now suddenly there is these feelings. We do gotta talk for sure. I've been at work all day, and we live together right now, so there is literally no avoiding what happened. Thanks everyone for being so cool about this." You and Tim both left her? Good on you, mate. All jokes aside, best of luck, dude. And OP says, "No, I did," or more like she and I agreed this wasn't working anymore, so we ended things. I'm oddly happy, but I really don't know what comes after this. I've never been into guys before, it has never crossed my mind. It's possible to be totally straight, but one guy just does it for you. Sexuality is a spectrum. Maybe you're like 99% straight, maybe you're bi. Who knows? Only way to figure out is to explore it. That's so sweet. I hope everything works out for the best, and I must say, by the way you described him, that he sounds like the one person you need and want, and that is so wholesome and sweet. And OP says, "He's an amazing person. I've always felt lucky to have him in my life. After this, I keep seeing him in a different light that makes my heart flutter, to be honest. It's super weird, yet also gives me a good feeling. I kind of hope it feels the same for him." And now on to the update. Holy crap guys, I have a boyfriend. And that is really, really, really strange for me as someone who always considered himself straight. But you know what? I'm not gonna stress about the labels. I only want to focus on how I feel about him and that he's definitely taken a place in my heart for longer than I was letting myself admit. When it's someone you've known since you were a kid and you kiss them, it really makes my mind think back to how long you have felt this way about them. There was a particular memory from my senior year that was completely erased from my mind. It was nothing romantic, but how I looked at him once and the way that it made me feel. That memory was pushed way down until it surfaced the more I thought about us after that kiss. Me and him talked so many times about this that same night after making my post. Because I wanted him to be completely open and honest, he admitted that he had been in love with me for a few years. It definitely took him time to accept that, but he never dared to say anything because I was married. There was a lot of crying, lots of hugging, and for me, there was tons of regret, thinking if I let my thoughts go there instead of ignoring my feelings, where would we be now? Could we have had these years together already instead of barely starting out now? It's a stupid thing to think about, I know, because it's not like we don't have the rest of our lives. We decided to pursue a relationship. I am so ecstatic. Since I'm still in the beginning process of divorcing my ex-wife and don't think I'm ready for everyone in my life to know about this yet, we are going to take it slow and keep this between us. It's been nothing but touchy-feely when we're home together ever since. I love how sweet he is. Anytime he does something like wrap himself around me from behind, he asks if this is okay or heck, even to kiss me, which I really can't get enough of. Anything that involves getting physical with me, he always asks if I'm okay with that. Of course, I ask him the same too, but I just really appreciate him being so caring about it. We went on a date last night to the movies. We don't even ask how the movie was because I really wouldn't be able to tell you. Before that, we just walked around the park talking about everything. After all the chaotic crap that's happened over the last few months, this is the most I've been at peace. I do have to admit we kind of threw away taking things slow once we got back home, but it was a very real and intense experience. I just can't believe it. It's crazy for me to think of all the things that I've felt for him all this time weren't as friendly as I thought. My only wish was that we got to explore these feelings between us sooner. I'm a happy and lucky guy, Reddit. It meant so much to me feeling so supported in this as a man who was a little scared about his feelings for another man. Thank you for rooting for us, because it made me root for us too. I'm crazy about this guy, so it's really exciting to see where our relationship will go. And now in the comments, super happy for you, dude. I understand feeling sad about years it seems like you have wasted, but you are still very young and have all the time in the world. And OP says, yeah, I'm trying hard not to focus on it too much because what's done is done. I'm still very happy to be with him. You were still friends the entire time, smiley face. They have been there always. It just speaks to the power of your friendship. You just leveled up. Hey, congrats on discovering something new about yourself, OP. I'm sure it feels good to just live authentically. Don't worry about labels, just love who you love. But be kind to the ex-wife. This is probably throwing her for a loop, unless the split was for other reasons. I'm truly happy for you though. And OP replies, it's not because of me and him. My ex and I haven't been happy together for a long time. Neither of us really loved each other anymore, so we decided, why keep this up, you know? This thing between us started after I moved in with him until finding my own place. Understood. I wish you nothing but the best, buddy. I'm 38 male, and I've known that I was gay since I was a kid, but I'm just now starting to sorta, peek my head out of the closet. But in the end, it really doesn't matter whether you consider yourself bi, gay, pansexual, etc., or even label yourself at all. I'm just always so glad to see people finally living with full authenticity. I am truly so happy for you. This post makes me nervous though, just because of how emotionally charged this situation is and how much pressure would be riding on this. I mean, with it being his best friend, and coming so quickly, that's what she said, on the heels of divorce. That being said, I hope we never hear from them ever again because everything is going so well. Alright, and that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it down below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.